freshman year, most universities make you take a set of general education courses so you get a feel for each academic field. Classes like history, English, psychology, a math, a science, a humanities class, and everyone's favorite, a health class. It feels like high school all over again. I entered James Madison University as a marketing major with a positive attitude. I let my freshman advisor help me pick my classes and prayed for the best. But that's not exactly what happened. My advisor put me in classes he thought I could handle, but it turns out that macroeconomics is a little out of my range, and it was a general education class. Plus he gave me mostly nighttime classes, which I thought I would like, but ended up hating. I was starting to get really serious cold feet about being a business major. And after talking to one of my senior friends who was also a business major, she said that there were plenty of other courses later I'd have to take that became even harder and seemed sort of pointless. So next semester I decided to take a required science course thinking I could change my major to something science related. But based on the way registration works, freshmen are last to register for classes and I had the last possible time slot to register. I was left with whatever was left open, which was only physical science, and it was not what I wanted. So what does this mean for the common saying that freshmen take general education courses to help them figure out what they will eventually want to major in? If most freshmen are last to pick classes and basically end up with less than to be desired teachers, aren't they going to hate most of the classes they take just like they did in high school? I've finally come upon a major that I would have never picked prior to this year, and yes, it was because of my general education classes. Yes, because of how horrible some of them were, I was steered clear of science and business, and I am now an elementary education major. Everyone might not have a horrible schedule like I did freshman year, hopefully not the current GPA that I have. But there has to be some better way for freshmen to get the classes they want with the teachers that everyone wants. Because of the current economy, students and parents alike are frustrated that they have to pay the same price for general education classes as they do for classes specific to majors. Financially, people are finding that taking general education courses are not worth the price. If you don't know your major, and you go as an undeclared student, you can decide on your major after a few basic courses. For most students, that is the worst advice possible. The idea that a large number of students without a career choice can take a few basic courses and suddenly find themselves is sadly pathetic and needlessly expensive. Many academic advisors are now suggesting that high school seniors audit or take some general education classes before entering college. This will give them a feel for what a college-style class looks like and what to expect coming into college. You can save yourself time and money by not having to take every general education class at your university, and also get some credits completed early and even end up possibly graduating earlier than expected. General education courses are important, but it's just as important to pick the correct ones. Things to keep in mind while picking gen eds are: what are you interested in? Don't settle for something you won't like, and don't always rely on what rate my professor says because everyone's experience is different. So instead of settling on physical science, I could have taken a history class or a psychology class. Also on Rate My Professor, my writing class seemed like it was going to be difficult, but it ended up being my favorite class of the semester. Yes, it's true that general education classes help you get a well-rounded idea of all the college fields, but if they're not chosen correctly, they may impact your choice of major in a negative way.
Preview